Hello everyone. Today we will read the next part of our chapter, The Rise of Nationalism in Europe. In the last video we read about the first three topics. In the first three topics there were the French Revolution and the idea of nation, making of nationalism in Europe, and the age of industrialization and age of revolution. This basic three topics we have already read in our last video. What are the three topics? The three topics were the French Revolution and the idea of nation state. Second topic was the making of nationalism in Europe, and third topic was age of revolution. We already know about it. Today in this video we will learn about the rest part of this chapter, the last three topics of this chapter, that is unification of Germany, Italy and Britain. Fourth topic, visualizing the nation, and sixth topic, nationalism in Europe. We read about the first three topics. This is our topic number 4. This is our topic number 5. And this is our topic number 6. We will read about these three topics today. So, from our previous video, we have learned that the rise of nationalism, it's a concept of nation states which was grown up throughout Europe with a particular process. And when the age of revolution occurred in that part, basically in France, the July-October Revolution. Then in Louis Philippe was also thrown out from his dynasty. In 1848, February Revolution occurred and suffragette movement occurred there. Frederick William in 1848 on 18th May, German Frankfurt Parliament occurred, and they wanted a nation state, new nation state. And Frederick William IV, when German people, common people, gave him a responsibility to unite Germans, but he denied and joined other monarchs. But still, the nationalism concept was continued, but still the liberals wanted to establish their own structure, own features, and there was also a movement occurred at that time, that is the feminist movement. All of us should know about that feminist movement. What is the movement? What is the movement? Feminist movement is, in Germany there was no right to vote by the woman, and there was no such legal rights of women, and women wanted to establish their own legal rights, and they moved. That movement is also known as feminist movement. Feminist means the right of women society, legal rights of women society. So from this background we will start today this topic, unification of Germany and Italy, and later we will know about this. So let's start unification of Germany and Italy and Britain. Unification of Germany. So on the way of nationalism, the first process who took the nationalism pulse, that was the Germany. And how they got the process? The process through the process of unification. Unification means to gather, to assemble, to unify. So what are the process of unification? There may be a 3 marks question in your board exam. So if you ask what are the process of unification, the process of the basic 3 process are there. Otto von Bismarck. Was Otto von Bismarck? The German chancellor. Otto von Bismarck made war with Austria, Denmark and France. With these three countries, Otto von Bismarck made war for 7 years to restore Germany, to throw out other dynasties, to throw out monarchies, to restore their own kingdoms. That is, for 7 years Otto von Bismarck war against Austria, Denmark and France. Next, in 1848, in the Frankfurt Parliament, the liberals gathered in and got unified. That means under the leadership of Otto von Bismarck, when Germans began to be started under the process of unification. They gathered in the Frankfurt Parliament and they took their oath. They took their own constituency. They took their own constitution, in Frankfurt Parliament, and the liberals gathered there. They wanted to be unified. So in 1848 Frankfurt Parliament, the liberals gathered and got unified under the process of unification. Through the Treaty of Versailles, King Kaiser William I became leader and Germany unified. This is the main point of this topic. After the 7 Years' War, when Otto von Bismarck got in power, he proclaimed King Kaiser William I as the German Chancellor, as the German power, and Germany became unified under the rules of the Bismarck. Thus, the German unification process was completed. Unification of Italy. After the process of unification of Germany, Italy unified under the leadership of Piedmont Sardinia Kingdom. How was it unified? It was unified in the following process. There may be a question same as it was earlier, like Germany, how Italy, process of unification of Italy. There may be a 3 marks question or 5 mark question in your board. So Mazzini, what was the process? Giuseppe Mazzini. Who was he? Giuseppe Mazzini was a revolutionary from middle class society, from liberal society, who wanted to change the process of society and unify Italy. So Giuseppe Mazzini is a very important character. Mazzini established the young Europe and young Italy as it is, which was occurred in Bengal also, young Bengal, which was established by Henry Louis Vivian Dirozio in India during the freedom struggle movement of India. As it is, it was also formed there. Giuseppe Mazzini established the young Europe and young Italy in 1831. Giuseppe Garibaldi, after Giuseppe Mazzini, Giuseppe Garibaldi led the armed volunteers to unify Italy and to lead the Piedmont Sardinia king family. Giuseppe Garibaldi led the armed volunteers. Count Camille de Cavour led the movement to unite Italy. He was the minister of King Kaiser William I of Tsar family, and King Kaiser William I and Count Camille de Cavour was the chief minister at the time. He led the movement to unite Italy. Then Victor Emmanuel became the king of unified Italy in 1861. Victor Emmanuel became the king of Italy unified in 1861. How was it unified? With the states of Sicily, Rome, Piedmont, Sardinia and Venetia. These were the basic unification process of Italy. If you see here, Italy in the middle, Italy and Rome, Sicily, Sardinia, Venetia. These 4 states conclude Italy as unified. So this was the process of unification of Italy. Process of unification of Britain. This is the last process in case of unification throughout Europe. So all the European countries had set up a foot towards nationalism and towards the process of unification. Britain was also under these types of society where unification occurred. Similarly, in Britain, like other countries, there are also different communities, different religions. So the unification process was also started from that sprout. What were the religions? What were the communities? The Britain consisted of English, Scottish and Irish or Welsh. These 3 communities. There were basically 3 communities that were English, Scottish and Irish community consisted in Britain. But due to the difference between their idealism, due to the difference between their behavior, there were no connection. But Britain wanted to set up a connection and started to unify Britain as a Great Britain. How was it occurred? England, Britain means the Catholic power, there are two powers of Christian religion, Catholics and Protestants. England belonged to Catholics. So England decided to expand territory by capturing Scotland and supported Protestant. Scotland belonged to Protestant, and they wanted England to occupy England wanted to occupy Scotland. So what did they do? They expand territory by capturing Scotland. How did they capture it? They captured by supporting the Protestants. Then to capture other countries like Ireland, they made the Act of Union in 1707. In Act of Union, what was the Act of Union? Through this act, Britain gathered into a one state, combining these three states, that was England, Scotland and Ireland. England, Scotland and United Kingdom with Ireland formed a Great Britain. That means with this support of different religions, this was a long process. The unification process of Britain was different from other two processes of unification like Italy and Germany. This process was continued based on religion. And how was it completed? It was completed through the formation of Act of Union, which merged the three states, England, Scotland, UK with the Ireland, and formed Great Britain. Thus, the process of unification of Britain was completed. Visualizing the nation. The fifth topic is visualizing the nation. In the rise of nationalism in Europe, when the nationalism concept was spread throughout the European countries, then the European countries took a different concept, that was visualizing the nation. What is visualize? That means the representation of nation with a figure of allegory. Here you will see the figure allegory, this word. What is allegory? Allegory is the female figure became an allegory of nation. That is, it means it is an abstract idea of a nation to establish the nation as a female figure or motherland. If you recall the French Revolution artist and female allegory to portray ideas such as liberty, justice and the republic. Throughout French Revolution and Russian Revolution and in the unification process, it has been a recall that it has been established liberty, justice and republic, the countries. These ideals were represented through specific objects or symbols. As you would remember, the attributes of liberty, red cap or the broken chain, while justice is generally a blindfolded woman carrying a pair of weighing scales. That means, if you see what are the materials, what are the objects of allegory, the objects are the red cap, that means the red cap, the broken chain, liberty, where liberty is represented as the red cap or the broken chain, while justice is generally in blindfolded woman carrying a pair of weighing scales. That means liberty is published by the red cap or broken chain. In different countries, different parts, they are represented. Similar, female allegory. Female allegories were invented by artists in the 19th century to represent the nation. In France, she was Christiane Marine. What was the name? In 19th centuries, artists basically invented these allegorical features, that was like Marine in France and also Germania in German, like Germania in German. It was also an allegorical figure in Germany. If you are asked what is allegory, It means when an abstract idea is expressed through a person or a thing. An allegorical story has two meanings, one literal and one symbolic. Allegorical means Germania. Suppose Germania is a word and Germania has its own meaning. It means god of German, goddess of German, and it has a different meaning, that is an symbolic meaning. What is the symbolic meaning? It is a symbol of German. It is a symbol of German country and German countrymen. Not only allegory, Germania is not only an allegory of Germans. He has, if you see the allegorical features of German like this, you will see here that what are there? There are, in German allegory, there are words, a crown or oak leaves, as the German oak stands for heroism. In allegorical feature of German, it has its oak leaves which represents oak crowns, which represents the heroism of Germany. So meaning, if you see the meaning and symbols of the allegorical features, then you can see that there are different symbols and significance. Broken chains, what is the significance of it? Being freed, that means freedom. Breastplate with eagle, it means symbol of the German empire strength. Breastplate of eagle means symbol of German empire strength. Crown of oak leaves, it signifies heroism in Germany. Sword, it means readiness to fight. Olive branch around the sword, it means willingness to make peace. Black and red gold tricolor, black and red gold tricolor, it means flag of liberals nationalist in 1848, banned by the dukes of the German states. It was also a type of flag. And the last one is rays of the rising sun, rays of the rising sun, it means beginning of a new era, beginning of a new era. Then what are the attributes of allegorical features? First one is broken chain, which signifies being freed. Second one is breastplate with eagle, which signifies symbol of the German Empire. Third one is crown of oak leaves, which means heroism. Fourth one is sword, which means readiness to fight or fight. Fifth one is olive branch around the sword, which means willingness to make peace. Sixth one, black, red and gold tricolor, that means flag of the liberals. If you were asked what are the colors of flag of the liberals, then you will say that black, red and gold tricolor. In 1848, latter which was banned by the dukes, that means Duke Metternich. And last one is rays of the rising sun. It's very important. It means beginning of a new era. So these are the symbolic meaning where nation states were represented and nation states were visualized through these types of attributes and these types of female figures. Here you can see that the different types of attributes pictures are there. These are the pictures like the tricolor, like the sword. These are the basic pictures of allegorical attributes that's seen in visualizing the nations. Okay, our last topic is nationalism and imperialism. We have read throughout this chapter in the rise of nationalism in Europe. We have seen that during 17th, 18th and 19th century, the European countries wanted to establish their own identity, their own society and establishment. But in the last quarter of 19th century, that the concept of nationalism was no longer retained, because there a new concept occurred, that was imperialism. What is imperialism? Imperialism means the policy of extending the rule or authority of an empire or nation over foreign countries, or of acquiring and holding colonies and dependencies is called imperialism. That means to make colony, to capture other country. That concept occurred in this nationalism concept. It was added with nationalism concept. The most serious sources of nationalist tension in Europe after 1871 was the area called the Balkans. The Balkans, which was also a region, the Balkan state, it was a serious conditions in case of nationalist movement. The Balkan states, which were the Balkan states? Bulgaria, Albania, Greece, Macedonia, Croatia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Slovenia, Serbia and Montenegro, whose inhabitants were broadly known as the Slavs. A large part of the Balkans was under the control of Ottoman Empire and they wanted to capture over it. The spread of the ideas of Romanticism in the Balkans together spread the ideas of Romanticism and disintegration of the Ottoman Empire made this region very explosive. The Balkans peoples based their claims for independence or political rights, but it was under capture of Ottoman Empire. Under capture of whom? Under capture of Ottoman Empire. In different Slavic nationalists struggled to defend their identity and the independence. The Balkan area became an area of intense conflict. The Balkan area became an area of intense conflict. Why intense conflict? Because the Ottoman Empire wanted to capture over it. That means from the nationalism concept, it was transferred into a imperialism concept. What is the difference between these two concepts? Moreover, in nationalism, it is defined by a sense of pride in one's national identity or patriotism. That means nationalism is identified as its own sense of a country, own identity of a country, and the faith or the love towards the country. And in case of imperialism, it is a process by which a nation affects or determines the economic or social trajectory of another nation on the globe scale or global scale. That means when one country, after unification process, when the countries became powerful, then one country tries to affect another country and try to make colony another country. As a result, India also became a colony of the Britain. So, in Slavic nationalist struggles to define their identity and independence, the Balkan area became an intense conflict area due to this imperialism concept. The rivalries were very evident in the way of the Balkan problem unfold. Each power, Russia, Germany, England, Austro-Hungary, was keen on countering the hold of the other powers over the Balkans. All of them, Russia, Germany, England, Austro-Hungary, all these superpower, at the time they were the superpower, they tried to control over the Balkans. This led to a series of wars in the region of finally in the First World War. That means these types of imperialism concept transferred into the First World War. If you are asked then what was the cause of First World War, then you may say that the imperialism of the nations was also a cause of First World War. If you see the map, then you will see that this area, this brown shaded area, except the brown shaded area, all these yellow shaded areas tried to become a colony, and this brown shaded area became colony later. A map celebrating the British Empire at the top angles are shown carrying the banner of freedom in the foreground, Britannia, the symbol of British nation. If you're asked the British nation, Britannia. is triumphantly sitting over the globe. The colonies are represented through images of tigers, elephants, forests, and primitive people. The domination of the world is shown as the basis of Britain's national pride. This was the Britain's national pride, and as a result, Britain started to make colony. As a result, 76 countries are there still now in the world who are under Commonwealth. All Commonwealth means those countries who are under Britain at a time. This nationalism and imperialism led to a disaster in 1914. But meanwhile, many countries in the world which had been colonized by the European powers in the 19th century began to oppose imperial domination. At the first time of the era, when imperialism concept started to grow up, many countries supported it, but later when it was seen that it could become a disaster for everyone, it could become a disaster for the world, then many countries opposed it. But finally, First World War occurred. So this was the nationalism and rise of nationalism concept in Europe, which was ended by the introduction of First World War. That's it. I hope you will get proper information and you will be prepared with these videos. Thank you.